just ready to know me, better to know. It's so pretty.
My cat likes to watch me change his litter. Listen, I don't intend to contribute to the destructive conjecture that cats are somehow evil and covertly plotting our demise, waiting lackadaisical until their moment is prime. I do not believe any of that. However, I must note that when I bend over to scoop out from Balthazar's litter the disproportionate amount of shit and piss, diligently, as opposed to other less dedicated cat owners, like clockwork, I turn around to see him, Balthazar, my cat, down at the other end of the hall, perched ominously, watching me. There's nothing inherently abnormal about this, but the way he watches me is different than how he watches me when I'm, for instance, eating, using the bathroom, exercising, masturbating. Each vigorous activity gets its own unique kink of reaction from Balthazar, but his general disposition is one of pity, self-assured condescension. Not so when I clean his litter. As I sift through the ragged shreds of silica gel looking for the spoils of feline waste, Balthazar's eyes glaze over. His posture becomes impossibly erect, to the point that, from certain angles, if I, for example, look at him upside down through my own legs, the blood clogging and choking my brain tissue, he looms so gigantic in the distance it appears almost as though he's standing on his hind legs. On his striped face, austere yellow eyes and a scowl of profound satisfaction, haughty entitlement. It is his right to watch me perform my duty, so he communicates, telepathically of course, and he guides me on my quest for thoroughness, for cleanliness. The trouble with telepathic communications such as these is that I can't be sure, beyond all appeal, beyond rectification, whether or not the voice I hear is coming from within my own mind, or if it's Balthazar's inner monologue penetrating my brain in fitful spasms. But when I hear things like, "You were born to clean litter," or "If you do a good job, I'll let you have a spoonful of it with your coffee," or I'm almost certain it's Balthazar, because as long as I haven't been seized by some bout of drunkenness or violence, or I'm not in any special or outrageous stupor, I would never think up such things independently. When I'm sleeping, however, the origin of the voice proves even more ambiguous. While I often dream of chasing mice, a recurring nightmare I have stands out in particular. I'm chasing a feisty pink mouse through a dark labyrinth. The linoleum floors beneath my feet are cold and greasy, and the maze stinks of pretzels and urine. When I finally catch up to the furry little bastard in a cavernous dungeon filled with various doors of dubious shapes and sizes, it becomes clear, through stray beams of fluttering light, that the mouse is me, in a hideous half-breed form. I can see my own face and body ensheathed in strange fur, ravenous for cheese. I then proceed to indiscriminately disembowel my unresisting mutant clone, only to peer down to my own midsection and find it emptied of all its precious contents. When I wake from this tormented nightmare, sweating profusely, howling, thrashing, and wailing, I find, without exception, Balthazar perched on my stomach, locking eyes with me. I can't prove this, but I suspect he has transmitted his own fever dreams or waking fantasies precisely orchestrated to unravel me from the inside out, machinations of such cruelty and depravity that I cannot even begin to analyze them, onto me, his dedicated owner. This is why I much prefer his verbal commands. A gifted orator, Balthazar leaves little room for interpretation when he shouts, "You're a washed-up wench!" or "Bring me my food, Neanderthal!" After an hour or so of begging, I usually give up and curl into a fetal ball on the hard floor and pass out. Sometimes, when I wake up, stark naked, dried tears and mucus smeared across my face, I'll find clean cat litter sprinkled over my body. I guess this is Balthazar's way of apologizing. Lately, I've been doing a lot of thinking about his behavior, and while much of it is sordid and corrupt, I aim to achieve true empathy and understand his psychology, his upbringing, his background, and how these things might affect his communication skills. Of course, this is a long and arduous process of acceptance and cooperation, but in the meantime, I've got to find somebody to clean my own litter.